Stop complaining about your finances. I know it's so easy to do that. There's a million reasons why we might want to complain about where we are financially or where we want to be financially, but we don't think we'll ever get there. I've talked to a ton of people over the years who they're asking for a handout or they're complaining about where they are financially, and they simply have no plan whatsoever for that to change. If you ask them, they would say, yeah, they would love to have a better job. They would love to have a better income, but they never actually sit down to think about how they can make that happen. One of the most important things you can do to actually increase your income is to sit down and make a plan. That's going to require you to stop complaining about your finances. Instead of shifting the blame and saying why it's not your fault, take the responsibility on yourself and realize that you are the only one who can change your income, who knows where you want to take your career, who knows how much money you want to make, and no one's just going to slap it in your lap. You have to take responsibility to say, I want a better income. I want a better place in life. I want a better career. I want a better retirement. And you're the only one who can make that happen for you. If you've been doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting magically that you're just going to get more income, you're fooling yourself. Some people say that that's the definition of insanity, to do the same thing over and over again and expect better results. If you look it up in the dictionary, that's not quite the definition of insanity, but it's certainly an example of it. You know, science is all about testing a hypothesis. And scientifically, if you do certain things, it's going to lead to a certain result. So applying that to our finances, if we do the same things, going to the same job, putting in the same amount of effort, then you can expect the same results. But I want you to start thinking about all this scientifically. Make a hypothesis for yourself. Tell yourself you want to make a certain amount of income. Make a hypothesis, make an experiment to see how you can make it to that level of income. Do you need to get another job? Do you need to put in more hours where you currently work? Do you need to work smarter and not harder? Of course, the situation and the experiment will be different depending on what you personally want to do. But the point is, make a plan. Decide that you really can affect your income. Not in a wishful thinking kind of way, but in a way that says, I'm going to make it happen. I can make it happen. And if I put in the work, if I put in the thought process, I will see it happen. Sometimes that means taking calculated risks. Now, I'm not suggesting that in order to increase your income, you quit your job, because that very logically will decrease your income, at least for a while. But it might mean scaling back your full-time job in order to focus on a side income that you know can exponentially grow. Sometimes it means taking the risk of saying, I'm going to do this one thing for a while for free because I know that it will lead to income in the future. That's what I did with YouTube. I have 3 monetized YouTube channels. Now, none of these 3 are earning me a ton of money, but I know that they can grow. And I have at least 2 or 3 other channels that aren't monetized yet, but I know are monetizable. I also have Amazon. I earn money through Amazon affiliates, Amazon influencers, and these things took time to build up. I didn't just post 1 or 2 videos, 1 or 2 product reviews and see them explode. That's just not how it works. No, you get a few commissions, a few affiliate sales over time. And as you make more review videos, eventually this builds up over time. Now for me, it hasn't exploded just yet. I'm still putting in the grind. I'm still showing up every day. I'm still taking those calculated risks. And it is a risk. I mean, as you put time into something and you're not seeing the results just yet, you have to decide for yourself, is this worth it for me? And sometimes the answer is going to be no. Sometimes you're going to say, well, that was a fun experiment. I failed. I don't want to do that anymore. But when that happens, you can still say, well, I'll try something else. The mentality that you don't want to have is to say, well, I'm a failure. I can't make more money. There's nothing that I can do about it. No, if anyone can do anything about it, it's you. Once again, stop complaining about your finances. Stop saying you can't do it and start thinking you can. Stop looking at all the ways that you failed, certainly learn from those things, but then go forward and say, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to take a calculated risk. I'm going to make a hypothesis. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to work really hard. And I know if I do this over and over, if I try different things, eventually something's gonna work. Eventually I'll learn enough and make it work. And you see young people do this all the time, but me, I'm in my 40s and it's harder for people my age to have that kind of mindset shift. But honestly, even in our 40s, we're still young. If you look at it statistically, it's not until people are in their 50s where their income really peaks. And it's these people who say, I'm gonna take a calculated risk. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep on pressing on. Those are the people who accumulate real wealth. I just want you to know that you can do it. If you wanna see an income increase, you gotta have this mindset that it's possible. And I know that it is possible. Like I said, I haven't achieved that just yet, but I'm working towards it. I'm seeing my YouTube channels pick up steam. I'm seeing my Amazon affiliates get some commissions. And maybe you have something different. Maybe you wanna start a lawn care business. Maybe you wanna go into retail. Maybe you just wanna serve people, face to face. But whatever it is for you, I know that you can do it, because if I can do it, you can do it too. I'm just an average guy.